All right, class, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we are officially transitioning from being just passive listeners to active music detectives. Welcome to our Grade 9 MAPEH Masterclass. We're going to be exploring the fascinating world of Western music trends, digging into core elements like rhythm, tempo, and production, and discovering how all of that deeply influences Filipino OPM, culture, and art. We are finally going to figure out what exactly makes your favorite songs so incredibly catchy. So here is our quick roadmap for today's masterclass. We're hitting 1. The power of popular music. 2. The anatomy of a hit. 3. The retro revival. 4. The analyst's toolkit. And finally, 5. OPM fusion. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the power of popular music, and why we get so hooked on the beat. I mean, let's start with a highly relatable reality. You're just trying to focus on your homework, or maybe you're just chilling, scrolling through your feed. Suddenly, a trending TikTok sound plays. And have you ever wondered why your foot automatically starts tapping before you even realize what's happening? Before you know it, your shoulders are moving, or you're literally doing a dance challenge in your chair. Why does that happen? What is it about a song that just hijacks our bodies almost instantaneously? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Music is incredibly powerful. Western pop music is everywhere. Movies, malls, commercials, video games, you name it. And it's not just passing entertainment, right? In our MAPEH context, think about how these trending tracks actually dictate our physical movements in PE dance routines, how they influence our performance styles in the arts, and ultimately, how they shape our cultural identity as youth today. Moving on to Section 2, the anatomy of a hit. Let's really break down the science of the groove here. It all really starts with rhythm, which is basically the underlying pulse of the music. It's the consistent tempo and specific pattern of beats that acts as the absolute heartbeat of a song. When that beat is mathematically strong and crystal clear, our bodies just naturally want to align with it. This is exactly why musicians train using body percussion, clapping, snapping, stomping, to physically internalize time signatures before they ever even touch an instrument. Now, unlike traditional acoustic instruments, modern pop relies heavily on digital sounds, which brings us to a massive driver of modern rhythm, EDM, or electronic dance music. EDM completely relies on computer-based production, synthesizers, and drum machines. It follows a highly effective formula. You get a catchy synthesized melody, an exciting buildup of tension, and then boom, the energetic drop. That drop is where the energy of the song just explodes, making it absolutely perfect for dance trends and viral videos. And we can see artists using these digital tools today in brilliantly different ways. The Chainsmokers, for instance, they mix pop and EDM with these incredibly smooth electronic transitions and super clean production, proving how technology can really drive emotional storytelling. Then you have someone like Calvin Harris. His upbeat, repetitive, four-on-the-floor beats are just tailor-made for dancing. And finally, Marshmello. Despite hiding behind that mysterious white helmet, he combines upbeat melodic EDM with genuinely deep emotional lyrics about loneliness and connection. It just goes to show that electronic music can express profound human feelings too. Section 3, the retro revival. Let's see how Western music evolves by actually taking a look backward. Because, not every hit song relies purely on new digital sounds. Take Bruno Mars. He is an absolute master of what we call the retro revival. He takes classic sounds that your parents or grandparents probably loved, like the heavily syncopated bass lines of funk or the driving beats of classic disco, and he gives them an incredibly stylish modern twist. He honors the music of the past but keeps the energy completely fresh. Just notice the striking difference in timbre or tone color across his own tracks. Uptown Funk relies heavily on live, playful acoustic elements. Think energetic brass sections, funky guitar riffs, and raw vocals. It's a classic funk vibe through and through. But then look at 24K Magic. It brings that same retro energy, but it utilizes sleek digital synthesizers and super smooth R&B vocals for a luxurious modern vibe. They're both undeniably Bruno Mars, but they use entirely different musical tools to get the job done. Section 4, the analyst's toolkit. Okay, music detectives, it's time to equip you with a framework so you can analyze this stuff yourself. Whenever you hear a new hit, I want you to run it through this 4-step toolkit. First, instrumentation. Are you hearing live drums and bass, or mostly electronic synths? Second, vocal style. Is the singing smooth, powerful, and belting, or maybe soft and emotional? Third, rhythm. Is the beat fast and syncopated, or slow and relaxed? And fourth, production style. Are there digital effects, layered vocals, auto-tune? When you apply these 4 steps, it's like cracking a code. You instantly understand exactly how a song was engineered to be catchy. Let's test it out. If we apply this toolkit to someone like Billie Eilish, we instantly notice how she boldly breaks all the rules of traditional pop. Standard pop usually features powerful, belting vocals designed to fill massive arenas. But Billie, she completely flips the script. A hit like Bad Guy features a really strong beat, but she contrasts it by using intensely quiet, whispery vocals and incredibly minimalist instrumentation. By analyzing her choices, we see exactly how innovation actually happens in Western music. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, OPM Fusion and Cultural Identity. Now for the climax of our masterclass. How do Filipino artists absorb all these Western tools and make them their own? Well, we aren't just passive consumers. We create OPM fusion, guided by a beautiful philosophy: sariling wika, sariling emosyon, sariling hugot, at sariling kwento. We might borrow a syncopated beat, an R&B vocal style, or a digital production trick from global trends, but we inject our own unique language, our deep emotions, and our specific stories right into the center of it. We don't just copy, we adapt it to create our own distinct identity. Let's compare 2 powerful songs to see this fusion in action. Both tackle huge social issues, but very differently. Where Is the Love by the Black Eyed Peas uses a Western pop/rap format to address broad, worldwide issues like global discrimination. Now contrast that with Bamboo's Tutsa Look. It uses an OPM rock format and distinctly Filipino lyrics to speak directly to specific Philippine social realities, local power dynamics, and inequality. It's proof that music can literally be the sharp, articulate voice of a culture. And this is exactly why your next activity is to become creators yourselves. You're going to choose a popular Western melody and rewrite the lyrics to highlight a specific Philippine concern, maybe the environment, education, or unity. Listen closely to the grading criteria. You'll get 25% for originality and creativity, 25% for how well your lyrics connect to the local issue, 25% for musical adaptation, meaning how smoothly your new words fit the existing rhythm, and a final 25% for your overall presentation and performance. Aim high, use your voice, and for sure, be expressive. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to reflect deeply on this final question. Because music isn't just something we hear in the background, it's a culture we actively live every single day. When you blend global sounds with our local stories, you are literally shaping the future of our culture in the digital world. So, how is the music you choose to listen to and create shaping who you are as a Filipino? Keep analyzing, keep creating, and I'll see you in our next masterclass.